We know that Chelsea are looking to bring in new players, Sterling and Raphinha. We've been talking about it a lot here on ESPN FC. Is there not some type of thinking that maybe they could have kept Lukaku at least for a little bit longer to see if this might work for him?
Yeah, but again, Lukaku didn't want to stay. And I think for most fans, they didn't want to see Lukaku anymore for Chelsea. So I think it was there were no way to sort out the problem. And the only way in emergency state was to loan him. That's what they did. But I wouldn't have seen Lukaku starting the season with Chelsea with all he said, with what he showed on the field. It's impossible. I think everything was broken, I would say, in terms of negotiation, in form of discussion, even with Tuchel. So it was for the best of the club, for him to go. Now they have a financial aspect of the transfer to deal with, where they will never get the money back. I think it's a big lesson for them. Will they have to spend more money in some other players coming one day? I think they will think twice before doing that. But again, for Lukaku, there were no way to escape him leaving the Blues.
Oh, well, I did mention Raphinha, and I'm not sure who's hijacking who here, but it does look as though Barca could be threatening to hijack the transfer of Raphinha to Chelsea. Even though Barca had initially been the team he was expected to join. But after all that news about Chelsea being close to agreeing a deal with the Brazilian, his agent, former Barca player Deco, was spotted at Barcelona's offices on Wednesday. So we now welcome in Gemma Soler to get the latest on this from the Barcelona side of things. Gemma, what can you tell us?
Hola, Kay. Yeah, this is true. Deco was at the Camp Nou earlier today. He had a meeting with President Joan Laporta. They have such a great relation. And Deco, he's not only the agent of Raphinha in this case, but he's also an ambassador for FC Barcelona, as he was a former player. So that doesn't mean that necessarily he was only there for that agent role. And my impression here is it's true that there was an agreement, a previous agreement, and this was Barcelona were thinking that if Leeds were relegated, his price was lower and they could afford that. And there was an interest from Barcelona and for the player. But in today's critical financial situation for Barcelona, Raphinha is quite far for them for the price. So my feeling is that at some point Barcelona are putting one last piece of pressure on Ousmane Dembélé, saying we like Raphinha because he needs to take a decision in the next 24 hours, either to renew. He has a new offer on the table. It's a worse offer, not for him, but for his agent, Moussa Sissoko from Barcelona, or to go to another team, to Chelsea or to any other team, because at this tomorrow at noon, at midnight, he won't be having a contract anymore with Barcelona. So it's last 24 hours. So I think that increasing of the Barcelona's interest for Raphinha, we have to read it on that way, okay?
Yeah, it does all seem to be linked, and we'll get to the Dembélé talk in just a moment. But in terms of Raphinha, if the numbers could be made to work, and that's where he prefers to go, Barcelona, could he just try and make sure that that happens for him?
Yeah, listen, Barcelona are an attractive prospect, and always has been and probably always will be, even despite their financial issues right now. The trouble for Barcelona is those financial issues, that as much as you may want to play for Barcelona, you may not be able to sign. You may not be able to complete that. And while, yes, as a player, your contract can go out, players earn more than enough that they can see themselves through for a month or two, you do not want to have your future hanging in limbo. You do not want the opportunity for Chelsea to pass you by, and then all of a sudden Barcelona can't make the numbers work, and that leaves you kind of at a hiding to nothing. And that's a balancing act. That's a balancing act for a player who there's other interest, other clubs are interested in. What do you do? How long do you hang on, even for that dream move?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.